Hey, so this is just a random little tutorial I did I'm doing on a whim to practice and demonstrate how to use delays to create color base. Um, so right here we just have a simple snare pattern, and here we have a delay plugin. Really, any will work. It's just that Fruity Delay 3 has a preset based on the very thing you're a preset that works the same as what we need. You can probably just copy the settings from this preset over to your delay plugin of choice. I just use Fruity Delay 3 because it comes stock with FL, and the preset we need it for works amazingly with it. So, um, gonna go over to presets, choose Resonator, and as you'll see, no longer tempo synced, keep pitches off, and a lot of feedback. That's what you're gonna need. If you want, you can also enable feedback distortion. That can create some cool effects. That can create some interesting harmonics whenever you have, like, say, let's uh, choose a different, delay plugin, for example. One delay. Delay. Um, Delay has really good distortions modes for the wet signal. If you were to say use delay, you could do some pretty cool distortion stuff with the wet. But that isn't really what we're looking for, at least not bass. This is not for the bass sound itself. What you're gonna do is take this delay time knob right here and make and automate it. Make sure that it follows the pattern somewhat and make really, really simple sound shapes like this with that have no abrupt stops, because if you have an abrupt stop, it'll create some weird artifacts that almost never sound good. Not even in like glitch music. No. It just doesn't. It doesn't work well with colorization. I should know from experience. I've tried. So with delay on and this is currently what it sounds like. You're gonna get a lot of feedback. That's okay. You can probably turn the feedback up or down to taste. Let's complicate the pattern a bit. Okay, now we have this really basic bloopy pattern. Now we take a Fruity Convolver. You can use really any impulse you want, but we like to use either color impulses, like you'd use to colorize a signal. Nodex's uh, impulses that you can get in the Novatone sample pack are really damn good, but for this case, we're gonna use a stock spring reverb because I'm gonna try and do this with as much just bare bones stock FL stuff you can find, because I don't want to alienate anyone behind a paywall. Then again, Novatone isn't behind a paywall, but yeah. Accessibility. Uh, I sorry if that sounded rude. Yeah, I meant it. This is to wet the sound, both to wet the sound and to add some extra harmonics. Now we're getting somewhere. Drive in all this to taste. Then, either add a, I'll do an example for both, but they each have different timbres. For starters, I'll start with a resonator. This is basically just this is a stock patcher preset, but also different DAWs come with different resonators. It's just a basic tonal resonator. I know the fact that the delay preset that we're using is also called a resonator, and that can get kind of confusing, but eh, eh. You're gonna need a MIDI out with some chords. Let's just plop some basic ass chords in. Minor ninth, minor ninth, major seventh. Minor ninth. Major ninth. And I'll use these same chords for the convolver method, for the vocoder method, which we'll show later. They're not the best chords, but they'll work for this example. Drive the wet back because it's kind of bring some of the dry in. Turn the feedback back because stock resonator feedback is and add some dampening. And then just add a multiband compressor. 30 multiband works amazingly, but you can also use like OTT or anything. And EQ to taste. You're gonna need a dedicated sub, so you're gonna need to cut out the sub anyways. But otherwise, just tone down whatever to taste. Okay. Now for a vocoder, you're gonna do the same. Just put it behind all that and create an instance of Serum or Vital. We like to use Serum sometimes, Vital other times. It all depends on what I'm trying to go for. Vital allows for a lot more movement, without as much artifacting. But Serum is more CPU effective, and I really like the sound of its comb filters. Usually you want to put movement inside of the colorizer as well as the colorized. You're gonna route this to channel 2. Sidechain. Changing the bandwidth along this creates some cool little effects, so do that. And to be frank, that's about it. Let me go ahead and add a sub and some drums and just make a basic pattern out of this. I like to route my sub to a second channel and then route it and the bass into a joint channel and saturate them, because it helps them sound more cohesive, but it also it's hard to explain. I'm not the best at explaining things, sorry. I like to use this analog BD sine wavetable and turn it to around here or here and use this for subs because it has interesting harmonics. But still has a really strong sub fundamental. And seems to be in yeah, that'll work. Now distort it some. That'll work. And finally, I like using Melda's saturator. It's free and sounds good. So and there you go. It's just about it. Yoo-hoo!